The Skaven are known for their horrifying creations, turning helpless beasts into weapons of war after exposing them to warpstone and torture. But what would happen when an already terrifying weapon should suffer the same fate? What if experiments, long thought impossible, actually became probable? At first sight, the rat ogre known as Ghoritch would look like your typical mutated rat ogre. But this was no mere rat ogre. His mind was that of a bloodthirsty Khornate champion, translocated into a body long without a mind by the master mutator himself, Throt the Unclean. Ghoritch was Throt's greatest success regarding translocation, with many test subjects before simply becoming mindless or just dying right on the spot. Ghoritch, on the other hand, was intelligent. In his past life, he spilt many a man's blood in the name of the Blood God, eventually gaining the notice of Archaon, the ever-chosen of Chaos himself. Ghoritch led many successful raids into the lands of the Empire, pillaging and destroying all who stood in his path. Unfortunately, however, the blood-crazed mind of this champion made him venture deeper and deeper into enemy territory, where he and his tribe attempted to raid a caravan of Imperial artillery. The Imperial siege machines and their devastating shots proved too powerful for the Chaos Champion and his ilk. Most of them were slain. Ghoritch, however, survived, retreating back to the frozen wastes of Norsca, where eventually he would be punished. For his failures, Archaon gifted him to the Skaven of Clan Moulder, like he were worth nothing more than a mere trinket. There, he became a subject to many torturous experiments. His body was resilient, which only piqued the interest of the Skaven more, as they wished to test the limits of this Chaos Champion. Day in and day out he suffered at the hands of the Ratmen, until, that is, the Master Moulder, Throt the Unclean himself, wished for a final experiment. Throt translocated the champion's brain into that of a heavily mutated rat ogre, a process that Throt had attempted many times before, but to no success. Surprisingly, the champion was resilient, and the experiment was a success. Ghoritch rose with his new body, unbroken and still bloodthirsty. He was more mutation than man or Skaven. Throt should have realized that despite his best efforts, Ghoritch could not be tamed, for the Rat Ogre still had the mind of a devout follower of Khorne. Ghoritch eventually escaped the testing pits and found his way to the arenas of the Hell Pit, impressing the Master Moulders with his strength and intelligence. He was eventually promoted to having his own standing army, being one of the only Rat Ogres ever to have existed to be in a position of command. Throt, however, was less than pleased about this. His creation should serve him, not the Hell Pit, and now seeks to undo him. And with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our lore video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all again very, very soon.